fly fish, I wanted to do it. Anything that Mac did, I wanted to do. I grew up in the city. He lives in the country in Alabama. When I was about 10 or 11 years old, he gave me a fly rod with the intention of really teaching me how to do it. Hearing his stories about, going to Louisiana to fly fish for redfish, down to Florida to fly fish for tarpon. Never thought about chasing these big saltwater fish on a fly rod. I am who I am because of him, and I'm able to do the things that I love to do because of him. I'm gonna give a shout out to Ben real quick because how old's your baby now, Ben?
He's 9 months.
Ooh!
He's sleeping through the night. Like, that's all I care about. He's sleeping through the night.
So Ben was learning to make films, back before this, but when he actually put the Mac film together, not only was he doing the PhD thing, teaching, full-time job, full-time dad, full-time husband, and somehow still managed to find time to squeeze in some filmmaking and create an incredible film.
Yeah, and not just filmmaking. You put together an incredible film. That's superhuman status, especially with a newborn super dad.
The manic creativity energy.
Yeah, also, the little dude was getting up at 1 a.m. Like, what else are you gonna do? So, I could, rock him to sleep with one arm and run through cuts with the left. Weird now saying it, but at the time, it felt like a good use of time.
So, this is your first film in the F3T, correct?
Yeah.
So, what I think everyone wants to know is how many different versions did it have to go through before you had it dialed to be in?
It's an embarrassing number. I don't have a hard number, but I can tell you that there were at least 15 different versions in Final Cut Pro. There have got to be over 20 to 30 exports, and so it's been through a lot of transitions. When Tom and I first spoke about this, it actually was a 3-minute short. It was just called Max Tarpon. Add another fish on top, and really there's something cool. Like, we should do like an entire encyclopedia of all the fish that Mac and Tommy caught together, but we had to keep it like fairly condensed.
Told the story the best. That's kind of where the brim fell in. So and it was kind of a funny fish to choose. I don't know if anybody makes a film about brim, but looking back on them, I don't know that there's a fish other than tarpon that kind of has as much to do with our relationship and what he taught me as brim did. So it was kind of a funny choice there.
Sorry, I think it was like an honest choice. I mean, we all grow up, well, at least Mitch and I grew up, we was a warm water fishery and we learned how to fly fish on panfish. So I think that might resonate to a lot of people, and it's like kind of an interesting journey, right? You start at a certain point and you never stop.
Yeah, and you grow, you expand.
You grow and you expand, which is, kind of the theme of the film, or at least that's how I read it anyway. We all learn from someone. Yeah, thanks and congrats, guys. Really good work. Really good work.
The show begins at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on March 10th. You'll be able to watch the films from the 10th all the way to April 4th. We're working with over 100 fly shops and 240 nonprofit partners, and this virtual event will have more content than ever before. 12 feature films and 10 short films featuring 2 MCs, Ben Sitting, the huge fly fisherman, and Elon Stribling, the Black Steve Irwin.